Hello, hello. Why is the alright? Um, yeah. Today I'm gonna do tier list. Trying out my new FaceCam. Alrighty, FaceCam. Here we go. Wow, this is so shitty, and fucking ads are everywhere. Alright, let me search. Alright, and let me think. Let me see if this exists. Let me see if this exists. Just want to see if this exists. No, I put indie movies, not. Alright, so we did this one last time, but the audio and everything was shitty, so let me try it again with the face cam. See if anyone can hear. Pretty sure everyone can hear. And is it gonna load? Let's see. Alright, this is from my stuff from last time. Alright. So the top right here is S tier, and I'm be a little bit biased. Little bit biased, but well, if it can load, which is not loading right now. Alright, so D tier, I put the most of them, the stuff I didn't know. So D is Vacations, Far Caspin, Bedroom, Lamp, 1975, Bronnier, uh, Coco. Actually, this one right here, I have one song I know of them actually, and that one is actually pretty good. Um, Seen it on, what's it called? Tutorials where they make the little they put like cartoons and they put like music behind it, like anime and stuff. Seen one of their songs on like a thing like that. I put Billie Eilish in F tier. No offense, it's a little harsh, but you know. Harmless slash twin cabins. I put on A tier, and then Foxes in Fiction, Strawberry Guy, Sales, Peach Tintin, Castle Beat, Tampa Impala, Beach Fossils, The Drums, Dream Ivory, and then B tier I put Twin Peaks, Joji, Beach Pit, no not Beach, Peach Pit, and then Dayglow, Phaser Days, M83, Teen Suicide, Arctic Monkey, Oliver Tree. Yeah, I'm gonna put this one right there. So I'm not gonna get too far into it. I'm already going ahead of myself, but I tried looking. Here, let me see. Can you go down here? Movies. How about this? Cult movies. All right, they gotta have something on this. You know what I mean? Cult movies right here. They got Marvel characters. Oh, we'll do Marvel characters after. Alright, cult movies tier list. Alright, cult, very good, good. Missing something bad, really bad, awful. Alrighty. Mm, first off, starting with, I seen this one, this 2019, 1917. I wouldn't say it's awful. I thought it was gonna be better than it was, but I'm put missing 1917 at missing something. It had some really good parts at the beginning and some at the end. So 21 Jump Street actually 12 Angry Men. Never seen that one. So 21 Jump Street. You know, it's not perfect. It's definitely too cheesy. It's definitely in the early 2000s. I mean, early 2010s. But I'm gonna put it at good. So I'm gonna be a little biased here. And if there wasn't so many ads on this, it would look better. All right. 8 Mile. Actually, that movie is actually pretty good. I'll put it at good. It's a little biased right here though because you put missing something and then good and then it just goes to straight really bad, which is very, but there's a lot of space for these things. American Pie actually. Put American Pie. Put American Pie. I'll put it next to good. It's very flawed, but It's a really good 20 what is it, 1999. It's a really good late 90s comedy. It's really popular. Back to the Future, I really like the first one. The second one I didn't like as much as the first one, only because of the future parts were a little too cheesy for me. But I'm gonna stick Back to the Future and cult classic. Avatar, I don't really know the hype for Avatar, so I'm just gonna stick it missing something right now. So I don't really know too much about Avatar, honestly. Have it on like a shitty DVD where we like scratch like marker like Avatar onto this a CD. It's like a shitty CD you can buy like at Walmart, and then you can like invert the files into the CD and burn the CD. But yeah, it's really bad quality. American Psycho, actually I haven't seen the whole thing, which is sad to say, but this has got to be a cult. I've seen so many clips, stuff online the past couple of years. It's either I'm sticking next to very good for right now. I don't know that. I don't know that movie. Castaway. Even though there's Tom Hanks has some questionable ideologies at this point in time. Not stuff that I know, but stuff I just heard on the internet. Don't know too much about it, but they really ruined the Toy Story movies. Just to point that out right now. I know that's really not his fault. He's just a voice actor, but Castaway, put put it good. Put Castaway at good. Yeah, that works. Mm. Donnie Darko. So this one's like a paradox movie where the kid, he actually, a plane flies, spoiler alert, flies into his house, into his room. In the original timeline, he was supposed to get crushed by the plane that crashed into his room. But instead, there's an alternate timeline that went before after, where um, some bunny rabbit came to him like a couple weeks, like even months before like Halloween. It's like kind of like a good Halloween movie to watch if you don't watch like a scary movie. You're trying to think of like scary movies to watch these days. Donnie Darko is definitely one of them. But he is whispered out of the house by this scary looking bunny that's like human sized, and then after that he just rides his bike in the forest and like wakes up on a golf course and people wake him up. Later on, it turns out the bunny is actually some random guy. He's just a normal kid that Donnie Darko shot in the eye or something, and he basically died because they were trying to jump. I don't remember the ending honestly, but they were trying to like jump him or something, and then he shot the dude. And then after that, he wasn't supposed to die because Donnie Darko was supposed to die in the original timeline. Supposedly the paradox where he got hit by the plane and it crashed into his room, but no, just crashed into his room. He was gone, and then they once stayed at a hotel, and then at the end of the movie, he killed the dude, which wasn't supposed to happen. Just go watch the movie. It's too hard to explain. Hmm. Forrest Gump. Stick it. Stick it. Yeah, most people don't realize it, but Forrest Gump, they think it's all like a practical movie mostly, but it had a lot of CGI even for the time. A lot of the shots in the movie were CGI, like the golf ball, the feather flying in flying down through the sky and landing on his foot. Um, the scenes, like the war zone scenes and the explosions, that was all CGI. Yeah, I think I'll put Forrest Gump at cult classic. Brothers, honestly, I wouldn't call this cult classic, but this is a pretty good movie for Jake Gyllenhaal, also in Donnie Darko. But Tobey Maguire, he did pretty good in this one, so I'm gonna give it like a C or whatever you want to call it. Put it on good. Kill Bill, actually I think Kill Bill is cheesy in today's standards, but I actually like the series. I like the first one a lot with the kill scenes at the end, and then the second one where like the brother tries to like go against her or something because she's trying to find her dad, which basically try to kill her after she tried getting married and the dad shot her, and she survived, and she was in a coma for like a couple years. Spoiler alert. Just go watch it. But I don't know if I. It's definitely very close to cult classic, but it's still too early to be. It's still, even though it's made in like 2003, it's still too young to be like super cult classic. The stuff I find cult classic is like early late 80s movies, 90s, stuff before even some of the movie stars got super big. Most of the cult classic movies is the movies where they had the big stars then when they're not even in their prime, and that's where it led their careers today. So that's kind of where I see it at this point. Interstellar, I don't think it's a cult classic, but it's definitely a really good sci-fi, mind-bending twist bender. It twists your brain like a pretzel. But yeah, it's it's definitely good. I'll put it at C, right next to Brothers. Sad to say, some of these movies I actually haven't watched in full. And it's sad to say because some of these are really cult classics. So let's get this one started out. All right, Scarface is definitely a cult classic. Sorry, my thumb's in the way. All right, so Interstellar. All right, so E.T. You know, I guess E.T. is cult classic. If I put Back to the Future there, then E.T.'s got to be pretty close up there too. I was looking through the ones I know. Scream, Scream. It's pretty cult classic. The worst Scream movie, um, probably Scream 4. If I can just, Jesus, you know how hard it is just to scroll all this stuff. Yeah, there you go, cult. Full Metal Jacket, Indiana Jones. Actually, I don't remember too much Indiana Jones, but it's got to be a cult. It doesn't got to be the movies you even watch. It's just got to be the movies where you would suspect where they would even be in their spots. Cult. The rest of them, like, they're very good, but some of them are just. Now that I think of it, American Pie's cult classic. It's got to be. Mm. This movie Parasite. So I was taking a class, not Adobe, but Final Cut Pro. They filmed, and I mean, after they filmed, they edited the whole movie on Final Cut Pro. It's crazy. Yeah, they basically just got fucking a software which anyone can kind of get on like any computer to edit like a full length picture movie you would see in theaters on. I just find that very crazy. But they don't give it to like the way it's supposed to be to everyone. Rocky. I don't know why they made this cut scene right here. They didn't make like a like actual legit poster for him. But Rocky is cult classic. Cult classic. Get fucking ad. There you go. Cult classic. That perfect. Perfect. Project. Ooh, Spider-Man. This is gonna be hard. It's gotta be, you know. I would say cult class. Actually, Pulp Fiction. Let me get through this one first. Pulp Fiction. I don't think I'm gonna finish the whole thing. I might just scroll through, finish as much as I can, get through the ones I know, and then I'll go on to like a next one with like a different topic for as long as I can possibly film this. You know, I am being biased with Avatar though. Avatar should be higher up. They're making a new one. Yeah, making a new one. Matrix, Cult. The new Matrix sucked though. I'm sorry. The new one was awful. New Matrix movie was terrible. Like it's one thing where like you see the visuals and like the stuff and the action going down, but the fact that like Neil Patrick Harris the whole movie he was just explaining all the events that was going on the whole time. You don't need to you don't need to explain everything that's going on. Like I'm pretty sure we get it. There's a bad guy, there's a good guy, and there's a war going on, and Neo's in the back in the Matrix. Like we kind of get it at that point. But when you just trying to be too self-aware and too fucking yeah, it was just a bad movie. Goodfellas put a cult. You know, I should make my own tier list, my own thing, because yeah, you can make your own little boxes and you can type whatever you in. John Wick, you know, it's still too early. I definitely would put it cult classic if it was my choice, but it has to be like an A tier because again, my ranking of cult classic is it's still new enough, but it's still old enough and still as popular today. Cult classic is basically movies in the past where just they were somewhat big, and then once it went to streaming later on today or to rental, um, it grew a big following later on after the movie came out. Even if the movie was big then in the theaters, if that makes sense. Yes, I got Star Wars shirt. Yeah, a bunch of people they're like, "Oh, I like your Star Wars." Thanks. Super bad. Again, still too early. If I had a choice, I would definitely put it in the A tier for cult, but still too new to be in cult for my opinion. Yeah, Spider-Man. Actually, now I'm being stupid. I'm sticking everything in the wrong spot because I'm not using my brain. My bad. Yeah, this goes. These two going. My bad. All right, that's good. Zodiac. Yeah, I watched that movie on Netflix and Top Gun, Titanic. Titanic's got to be cold. The mask got to be cold too. Ew, that's a hard one. Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. Even though I'm being biased and saying, oh, it's still new. Even with the Avengers movies, definitely kind of getting pretty close with cult. I just had it. Where the hell did it go? Stand By Me. I haven't watched Slumdog Millionaire. Uh, Tubi has Slumdog Millionaire for free, but I only watched like a couple of clips of it. But yeah, what's it called? Yeah, it's basically I think it's the thing where the kid goes on to a talk, not talk show, the game shows, and he tries to win a bunch of money. Memento. See, this is another Christopher. Yeah, I can't fucking talk. Another Christopher Nolan directed movie, and this one is very, very good. It reminds me of a couple other movies that are indie that I really like. If you're talking about indie, this is definitely as good as it's gonna get. Would I say it's cult classic? No, because it's still not too well known enough. But within the indie scene, I would definitely call it cult classic. Yeah, I think this angle's better. Yeah, this scene, yeah, within the scene of the indie films, this is definitely a cult classic. But in the mainstream cult classic genre, I wouldn't call it, even though it's a very good movie. Jurassic Park, cult classic. I might just end it right here because, I already got most of the films that most people already know. I got Spider-Man, I got Superbad, I got John Wick, I got all the big names. Matrix, Rocky, American Pie, Pulp Fiction, Goodfellas. Should I just focus on the ones that are just really bad? Just focus on the ones that are really bad. Just, Taxi Driver is definitely cult. This is probably the biggest cult indie film that I can even think of on the top of my head. It's really hard to get this stuff up. Bohemian Rhapsody. There is a really good show with Rami Malek though. Even though I thought the Bohemian Rhapsody movie was it wasn't for me. Um, but he was in that a really good show back in the day in like 2015. That's on Netflix still, and it was called Mr. Robot. So it's basically his dad worked at like a computer compartment store or whatever you want to call it. He basically sold people like computers, cables, gave him information on how to run computers and start websites. He basically was tech savvy to like an extreme level. So it rubbed off on the son. So dad had a shop called Mr. Robot, which is, why that's the name of the show. But his dad died. Spoiler, sorry, spoilers. Spoilers ahead, I'm sorry. But Mr. Robot, he died. And then the son, he took over and worked at this gigantic evil tech corporation firm. And they basically they hack and like make systems and do stuff like that. But he like hacked the I'm not very good at explaining stuff if you don't understand. I'm totally understand that, but he basically hacked the system of their own company, and then after that, he basically he got away with it. He didn't get in trouble whatsoever, but yeah, he named it F Society, and that was basically their own underground little group, like almost like a fight club group for like computer hacking and like knowing the truth. That was basically the show is, and it was basically a group that was basically stands for the belief of F Society, because they wanted to run their own world, not run by the big corporation of the lies. And that was the movie I just lost right here though. Titanic. That's a cult. Yeah, it's a good show though. You should watch it. My bad, my fingers in the way. God damn it. All these ads and stuff too. I don't know. The more I do the FaceCam, the more I'll understand how it works. Pirates of the Caribbean. Hey, Johnny Depp. I wonder what he's up to today. Okay. Yeah, it's a good angle. Straight Outta Compton. Never seen it, honestly. Dark Knight. I'm just gonna stick it like in A tiers, honestly. Even though I do believe it's cult worthy. I'm gonna stick it like right next to Spider-Man. But like I was saying, the other Christopher Nolan directed movie, Memento, basically, the dude, he has like memory loss. He got hit in the head or something. His wife that died was she had like cilia. I don't know what she had. When you like your blood sugar's real low and you have to take the IV pen stuff. I'm not good at explaining stuff. Just go watch it. Come on. All right. Go away. Cat scratching on the door. Good, bad, ugly. The Shining. Alright, I'm just gonna go through the ones that I'm not gonna stick on the list up top because it takes too long. I think I'm gonna go on another one. But the ones on the bottom I can just point out already. Just just observing out of boredom and curiosity. Shawshank Redemption, Cult, The Shining, Cult, The Joker, super close to Cult. Gonna stick it right next to The Dark Knight if I had to. The Mask, Cult, The Wolf of Wall Street. I could still A tier because my term new movies are still not close to the A tier yet. Transformers, B. Whiplash, Zodiac, like a C probably. The Exorcist, Cult. Avengers, A. Stand By Me, Cult. Shutter Island, probably like a B. Project X, that's a really good movie, but I would give it like a C, even though I really like that movie. It was like a bunch of kids that like threw the biggest party of all time, like a high school party. It was so big they had like helicopters and all this, based on true story by the way. The dude jumped off the roof and it was on like the news. It was crazy, crazy stuff. Bohemian Rhapsody, you know, probably like an A, because it's like a biopic and a lot of people liked it. I Am Legend, like a B or an A, doesn't really matter. Saving Private Ryan, I think that's a cult. Cult. The Godfather, cult. The Hangover, A. The Green Mile, cult. Top Gun, cult. Training Day. I don't know that's a cult. I'll probably just give it an A. Is that it from the bottom? Obviously Star Wars on my T-shirt right here. Star Wars is definitely cult. Maybe everyone knows that. What is that movie? Leon. Harry Potter, cult. Alright, I think so. Yeah, it's got to be cult. Once upon a time in Hollywood, maybe like a high B or like an A. Yeah, I think that's about it. Honestly, the rest of them are just gonna take too long to stick up here. So I'm gonna show you the ones I already got on. All right, so Colt for the top. Back to the Future, Forrest Gump, Scarface, E.T. Let me get a bit. Scream, Indiana Jones, American Pie, Rocky, Pulp Fiction, Goodfellas, Jurassic Park, The Matrix, Taxi Driver, Titanic. So that's like A tier, like top level. Like it's old enough, but it's still new enough and still as relevant to be in the big fandom of cult movie classics. That's what I think. Very good. American Psycho, Donnie Darko, Kill Bill, John Wick, Superbad, Spider-Man, The Dark Knight, Memento. I could have got more movies and very good. It's okay. And just good. 21 Jump Street, 8 Mile, just like the random ones, Brothers, but they're still pretty good movies. And then something that was missing, this one right here is gonna be like that's gonna be a B tier. Interstellar, Avatar. I'll put Avatar in very good. 1917, it was too short, in my opinion. Something felt off, like something was missing in the movies. Not a bad movie though. Yeah, that's it for this one. Yeah, that's my list. I would feel the no, I wouldn't look. I don't feel like looking at the community ranking. All right, make your own template. Let me look at this. Let me look at that. Make your own template. I really like this light though. This light works well. It's just the angle got to be better. Name if. Do I really have to create this whole thing? I don't know. I was gonna look at like indie like films, but they don't seem to have the genres that I agree with are actually indie. Let's just test something out. I'm just gonna put high. Make your own template. I'm gonna see how easy this is. Describe the image, set, etc. Game of Thrones, characters, select category, albums, actors, actresses, Among Us, animals. Why is Among Us in categories? Description of template, a great description that helps users find your template in search results. Select template cover photo. All right. Upload a set of images, tier list template. Blah, blah. All right. Just consider all size. Choose files. URL. What's this? Default row labels. Okay, that's just the default. You can change it. Yeah. What? Alright, real quick. Yeah, this is a better angle. Yeah, I'm gonna do part two. I'm just gonna see how this works. Storage is running low, so gotta go check the phone out. Yeah, I'll be back in a second video. I'm gonna go post this right now. Alright, peace.